Hey there, deep divers. Today we are going deep into Ernest Holmes' The Science of Mind.
Oh, fantastic.
It's a book all about how your thoughts can shape your reality.
Right.
Get ready to uncover some incredible insights about your own potential
Yeah.
for healing, happiness, and abundance.
I love this book.
Me too.
It's fascinating how it blends spirituality and self-help.
Yeah.
Holmes lays out this whole system for understanding the power of your mind.
Okay, so let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Holmes talks about this idea of triune God.
Right.
God as an idea, a medium, and an expression.
Yeah.
But how does that actually relate to us?
So think of it like this.
Okay.
God is like the ultimate creator, right?
Okay, yeah.
There's that initial thought or idea, then the energy to bring that idea to life,
Okay.
and finally the actual creation itself.
Right.
Holmes says that we have that same creative power within us.
So we're like mini creators.
Exactly.
Each with the potential to bring our thoughts and ideas into reality.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
It is.
He also uses this analogy of a seed, right?
Exactly. Just like a tiny seed contains the blueprint for a whole plant, we contain within us the potential for incredible growth and change.
So this means you have the potential to grow and change in incredible ways, just like a seed can blossom into a beautiful plant.
Absolutely.
So if we have all this power,
Right.
why do we still struggle with things like sickness, poverty, or just feeling stuck?
That's where the power of thought comes in.
Okay.
Holmes's central argument is that our thoughts are powerful forces that can shape our reality.
Right.
They aren't just fleeting things in our heads. They have real creative power.
So he's saying that if I constantly think negative thoughts, I'm actually attracting more negative experiences into my life.
You got it.
But wait, doesn't that mean we're responsible for all the bad things that happen to us?
That's a good question.
That feels kind of overwhelming.
It's not about blame,
Okay.
but about recognizing the power you have. It's about taking responsibility for what you focus on.
Okay.
And recognizing that you can choose to shift your thinking.
So it's not my fault if bad things happen.
No.
But it is up to me to try to think about good things instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holmes actually argues that even things like sickness and poverty aren't just physical conditions, but can also be the result of negative thinking.
That's a pretty radical idea.
It is. It is.
So if our thoughts can create negative experiences, can they also create positive ones?
Exactly.
Is that where the law of attraction comes in?
Exactly. What you focus on, what you believe in, you tend to draw into your experience.
Okay.
Holmes talks about this idea of demonstrating things into reality.
Okay.
Which is basically what we now call the law of attraction.
But how do we actually demonstrate things?
Yeah.
It still feels kind of mystical to me.
It's less about magic and more about understanding how your mind works.
Okay.
Holmes talks a lot about the subconscious mind. Think of it like fertile ground. Whatever seeds you plant there, whether positive or negative, will grow.
Okay, so it's not just about having positive thoughts. It's about making those thoughts take root in our subconscious.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Holmes emphasizes techniques like affirmations and visualization.
I'm intrigued to learn more about this.
Okay, yeah. So affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself.
Okay.
Like, I am healthy and strong.
Yeah.
Visualization is about creating a clear mental picture of what you want to experience.
So it's not about just vaguely wishing for things to be different.
Right.
We need to actively create a mental picture.
Yes.
Almost like a blueprint for our subconscious to work with.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Holmes even suggests something as specific as visualizing a house you want.
Okay.
He says to mentally walk through it.
Okay.
See the rooms, feel yourself at home there.
Right.
Make it as real as possible in your mind.
That's a really interesting technique. But are we actually creating something out of nothing?
That's a good question.
Or are we tapping into a power that already exists?
Holmes believes we're tapping into a power that already exists.
Okay.
That same creative energy that is the very essence of God.
I'm curious how this all connects back to the idea of God.
Yeah, remember that triune God concept?
Yeah.
We have that same creative potential within us.
That's a powerful idea.
It is.
It's like we're all connected to this incredible power source.
Yeah.
But most of us don't even know it's there.
That's why understanding the science of mind can be so transformative.
Right.
It's about recognizing your own divine nature and claiming your birthright to health, happiness, and abundance. It's about unlocking your potential.
So we've talked about this triune God.
Yeah.
The creative power we possess, the power of thought, and the subconscious mind.
Right.
Where does this journey lead us next?
Well, next we can explore the more practical aspects of Holmes's teachings.
Okay.
He delves into specific techniques for healing.
What other fascinating ideas does Holmes explore in the science of mind?
Overcoming limitations and creating positive change in your life.
So we've laid the foundation. Now we're going to learn how to build something amazing with it.
Exactly.
It's about taking all this incredible potential and putting it into action.
I love it.
I'm excited to see where this goes. Stay tuned, deep divers,
Yeah.
as we continue our exploration of the science of mind.
Absolutely.
And discover practical ways to apply these principles to your life.
Awesome. Welcome back, deep divers. Last time we talked about your own incredible potential to shape your reality.
Right.
Now let's see how you can put that power into action.
That's what I'm talking about.
With some of Holmes's practical techniques.
We've explored the foundation, and now I'm ready to start building something amazing with it. Where do we begin?
Holmes believed in the power of affirmations.
Okay.
Those positive statements you repeat to yourself to reprogram your subconscious mind. It's like planting seeds of positive change.
So if I keep telling myself, I am confident and successful, my subconscious mind will start to believe it.
Right.
Even if I don't feel that way right now.
Exactly. It's about consciously choosing thoughts and beliefs that align with the reality you want to create.
Right.
Instead of dwelling on what you lack, you start focusing on what you want to attract into your life.
That makes sense. But doesn't it feel a little bit like we're trying to trick our minds into believing something that isn't true? I'm not sure if I'm fully convinced yet.
Think of it less as tricking your mind and more as training it. You're creating new neural pathways, strengthening positive beliefs, and gradually shifting your mindset towards what you want to experience. It's like learning a new skill.
Right.
It takes practice and repetition.
Okay, that makes more sense. It's like we're teaching our subconscious mind a new language.
Yeah.
Language of possibility and abundance. What else can we do to speak this new language?
Visualization is another powerful tool. Holmes encourages you to create vivid mental pictures of what you want to experience.
Okay.
Imagine yourself living in that dream home.
Right.
Feeling healthy and vibrant, or achieving that ambitious goal.
So it's about engaging all of our senses.
Yes.
Not just our thoughts. It's about feeling the emotions associated with our desires as if they were already happening.
Yes. The more real you can make it in your mind, the more powerfully you'll impress it upon your subconscious.
Right.
It's like giving your subconscious mind a clear blueprint to work with.
So if I'm visualizing myself giving a presentation and feeling confident and successful, that can help me overcome my fear of public speaking.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
By visualizing yourself succeeding, you're creating a new mental pattern.
Right.
A new pathway for your energy to flow through.
This all sounds so empowering, but I have to be honest.
Sure.
I also worry about what happens when things go wrong.
Yeah.
Does this mean that if I experience a setback, it's because I didn't visualize hard enough or didn't use the right affirmations?
That's where the concept of the atonement comes in.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about evil being a misunderstanding?
Right.
A belief in separation from God?
Yes.
Holmes believes that the atonement is about recognizing our inherent unity with the divine and realizing that we are never truly separate from that power.
So it's not about blaming ourselves when things don't go as planned,
Right.
but about recognizing that we are always connected to a source of love and support,
Exactly.
even in the midst of challenges. That's a comforting thought.
The atonement is about letting go of that sense of separation
Okay.
and remembering that we have access to an infinite source of wisdom and guidance.
So even when we experience setbacks or challenges, we can choose to see them as opportunities for growth and learning,
Right.
rather than as punishments or failures.
That's the idea. It's about shifting our perspective from fear and limitation to love and possibility.
This is making me think differently about how I approach challenges in my own life. Instead of getting discouraged, I can choose to see them as opportunities to strengthen my connection to the divine. Is that what Holmes meant by living from the inside out?
You're exactly right. Living from the inside out means recognizing that true power and fulfillment come from within, not from external circumstances.
So it's not about trying to control everything that happens to us.
Right.
But about mastering our inner world, our thoughts and beliefs, and then letting that inner transformation ripple outwards.
Precisely. When we cultivate a mind that is aligned with the good, the true, and the beautiful, our outer world starts to reflect that inner harmony. It's about shifting from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance.
I love that. But changing our mindset sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it can be.
Are there any practices that can help us along the way? What did Holmes suggest we could actually do?
Holmes is a big proponent of practices that help us quiet the mind
Uh-huh.
and connect with our inner wisdom. Things like meditation, contemplation, and spending time in nature.
Those sound like great ideas.
Yeah.
But honestly, sometimes it's hard to find the time or motivation to meditate.
Sure.
Are there any simpler ways to connect with that stillness?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Even taking a few deep breaths throughout the day, focusing on your breath,
Okay.
can help you create moments of peace and clarity. It's about finding what works for you and making it a regular part of your routine.
So it's about making those small, conscious choices throughout the day
Yeah.
to shift our focus from the external chaos to the inner peace. I can definitely see how that could make a difference.
Even small shifts in your thinking can have a ripple effect on your entire life.
Wow.
Holmes believed that each individual's journey of spiritual growth
Right.
contributes to the evolution of consciousness for all of humanity.
That's a pretty big idea.
It is.
So we're not just working on ourselves, we're also contributing to a larger shift in consciousness, a move toward greater love and understanding in the world. That's incredible.
Yes. Every time you choose a loving thought over a fearful one,
Right.
every time you tap into your inner power and potential,
Uh-huh.
you are adding to that collective shift towards a brighter future.
This is so inspiring. It's like we're all interconnected and our individual choices really do matter.
They do.
But what about those areas of life that feel really challenging, like relationships? Can the science of mind help us with those too?
Absolutely. Holmes had a lot to say about relationships,
Okay.
and he believed that the same principles we've been talking about.
I'm really curious to hear more about that. Relationships can be such a source of joy and fulfillment, but also a lot of frustration and heartache.
It's true.
What insights did Holmes offer to help us navigate those complexities?
He believed that true love is not about possession or control,
Right.
but about recognizing the inherent divinity in others
Uh-huh.
and supporting their growth and evolution.
That's beautiful, but it also sounds really challenging.
It can be.
How do we actually put that into practice? Especially when we're dealing with conflict or hurt feelings.
Holmes talks a lot about the importance of communication, honesty, and forgiveness.
Okay.
It's about being willing to see things from the other person's perspective,
Right.
to listen with an open heart, and to speak our truth with kindness and compassion.
So it's about approaching relationships from a place of love and understanding,
Yes.
even when it's difficult.
Exactly. It's about choosing to see the best in others,
Okay.
even when they're not showing us their best selves.
Right.
It's about remembering that we're all on a journey of growth and evolution,
Yeah.
and that we're all in this together.
That's such a powerful message. It reminds us to be patient with ourselves and with others
Yeah.
as we navigate the ups and downs of relationships.
Holmes also emphasized the importance of setting boundaries in relationships,
Okay.
of recognizing that we are all individuals with our own needs and desires.
That makes sense. So it's about honoring both our own needs and the needs of our partner, finding a balance between togetherness and individuality.
Exactly. It's about creating relationships that are based on mutual respect, support, and a shared desire for growth.
This is giving me a whole new perspective on relationships.
Yeah.
It's not just about finding someone who completes us,
Right.
but about finding someone who inspires us to become our best selves.
And ultimately, Holmes believed that the most important relationship we have is the one we have with ourselves.
That's a great point. If we don't love and accept ourselves, it's hard to have healthy relationships with others.
Exactly. It all starts with cultivating a loving and compassionate relationship with ourselves, and then letting that love overflow into our relationships with others.
This has been so insightful. I feel like we've covered so much ground.
We have.
From practical techniques to spiritual principles to the complexities of relationships.
It's true.
Where do we go from here?
Well, there's one area we haven't touched on yet.
What else did Holmes explore in the science of mind?
The fascinating and sometimes controversial topic of the psychic realm. Holmes believed that we all have latent psychic abilities
Ooh, that sounds intriguing.
that can be developed through practice and awareness.
I'm definitely curious to hear more about that. Stay tuned, deep divers, as we continue our exploration of the science of mind and delve into the mysterious world of psychic phenomena.
Welcome back, deep divers. I am so ready to jump into this part about psychic phenomena.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
It is. So last time we were talking about putting the power of thought into action, And now we're going to explore something I find particularly intriguing.
Right.
Psychic phenomena.
Yeah, this is where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Holmes didn't shy away from exploring the more mysterious aspects of human consciousness.
Right.
He believed that we all have latent psychic abilities that can be developed and used for good.
So he wasn't just talking about things like telepathy and clairvoyance as if they were like these supernatural powers, but as natural extensions of our mental abilities.
Exactly. He saw these abilities as part of our natural evolution as spiritual beings.
He believed that as we expand our consciousness and connect more deeply with the divine,
Right.
these abilities will become more accessible to us.
That makes me think about that idea of evolving consciousness that we talked about earlier. Is
Yeah.
there a connection there? Like, as humanity evolves spiritually, we'll become more in tune with these subtle energies.
I think that's a great insight. Holmes believed that we're all part of this grand evolutionary process,
Right.
not just individually, but as a species.
Yeah.
As we evolve spiritually,
Yeah.
we're not only transforming ourselves,
Right.
but also contributing to the evolution of consciousness for all of humanity.
Okay, that's pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
So, what kind of psychic abilities did Holmes actually talk about? And how did he believe they could be used?
He explored things like telepathy,
Okay.
the ability to communicate directly mind to mind,
Right.
and clairvoyance, the ability to perceive things beyond the physical senses.
Right.
He also talked about mental healing
Mm-hmm.
and the power of thought to influence matter.
So he wasn't just talking about psychic abilities as a way to like gain special powers or knowledge,
Right.
but as a way to help others and to contribute to the greater good.
Exactly. Holmes believed that these abilities should be used ethically and responsibly
Oh,
for the benefit of humanity and the advancement of spiritual understanding.
that makes sense. But I have to admit, I'm a bit skeptical about all of this.
I understand.
Are these abilities even real? And is it really possible for anyone to develop them?
Holmes believed that we all have the potential to develop these abilities,
Okay.
but it takes time, practice, and a willingness to expand our awareness.
So it's not about trying to force anything
Right.
or seeking out supernatural experiences,
Yeah,
but about cultivating a deeper level of awareness and sensitivity.
that's a great way to put it.
Okay.
He emphasized the importance of developing our intuition,
Uh-huh.
quieting the mind through meditation,
Okay.
and learning to trust our inner guidance. It's about becoming more attuned to the subtle energies that flow through and around us.
But if these abilities are real, why don't we see more evidence of them?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Why aren't there more people walking around reading minds and bending spoons?
Holmes believed that these abilities are often latent or underdeveloped
Okay.
because we live in a culture that doesn't value or encourage them.
Right.
We're taught to rely on our five senses and to dismiss anything that doesn't fit into our rational understanding of the world.
So it's like we've been conditioned to ignore these abilities,
Right.
to shut down that part of ourselves.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But Holmes believed that as we become more open to the possibilities,
Right.
as we expand our consciousness and embrace a more spiritual worldview,
Yeah.
these abilities will naturally emerge.
That's exciting to think about, but it also feels a little bit intimidating.
Yeah.
I mean, what if we open ourselves up to these abilities and encounter something negative or harmful?
Holmes acknowledged those concerns,
Okay.
and he emphasized the importance of approaching the psychic realm with caution and discernment. He believed that the best protection is to stay centered in the divine,
Mm-hmm.
to cultivate a strong connection to the source of all good, and to only allow positive and constructive thoughts into our minds.
So it's not about seeking out psychic thrills or trying to control these energies,
Right.
but about developing a strong spiritual foundation and using these abilities for good.
Exactly. Holmes saw these abilities as tools for healing, understanding, and spiritual growth,
Right.
not as ways to gain power or control over others.
This whole conversation is really shifting my perspective. I'm starting to see how all of these ideas,
Yeah.
the power of thought, the interconnectedness of all things, the evolution of consciousness, they all fit together into this larger framework for understanding ourselves and the universe.
That's what's so brilliant about the science of mind.
Right.
It offers a comprehensive and empowering worldview that can transform not only our individual lives, but also our collective reality.
This deep dive has been incredible. We've covered so much ground, from practical techniques to philosophical concepts to the mysteries of the psychic realm. It's been a wild ride.
It has, and it's just the beginning.
Yeah.
The Science of Mind is a book that you can return to again and again,
Right.
always finding new insights and inspiration.
I definitely feel like this is just the start of my own exploration of these ideas. I'm excited to see where this journey leads.
Remember, the power to shape your reality lies within you.
Thank you.
Keep exploring, keep expanding your awareness,
Right.
and keep trusting the wisdom of the divine that flows through you.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Ernest Holmes' The Science of Mind.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you've been inspired and empowered to explore your own potential for healing, growth, and transformation. Until next time, deep divers.